Ran is a 1985 epic action drama film by the great Japanese filmmaker Akira Kurosawa. Loosely following the plot of William Shakespeare's King Lear, the story of Ran centers around a Sengoku period warlord who seeks to peacefully abdicate his position to his three sons, only for everything he's worked for to slowly fall apart before his eyes as he stands powerless to prevent it. Despite Akira Kurosawa being at the helm of this project and having the ultimate say over the direction of this film, there were 4 prominent producers working on the film as well. It's a little-known fact that Akira Kurosawa, 75 at the time of Ran's production, was nearly blind and could not directly handle the cinematography, but instead communicated his vision for the film through extremely detailed storyboards and stage direction thanks to his many years of film experience as well as his background in painting. Ran was a very dear and important project for Kurosawa, and one of 3 films he had a desire to release, those being Kagemusa, Ran, and a final 3rd film that would have been based on Edgar Allan Poe's Mask of the Red Death. The 3rd film never seeing release because Kurosawa ended up suffering from a stroke which left him incapacitated for the remaining years of his life. As he was an aging filmmaker, and many in Japan considered his glory years behind him, Kurosawa ended up having to seek help from abroad in order to gain financial support for his film. When American filmmakers Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, and George Lucas, whose films were massively inspired by Kurosawa's works, heard of his plight, they helped secure money for his 3 projects, Ran included. George Lucas in particular, who was in a position of great influence thanks to his recent success with Star Wars, helped secure distribution rights with 20th Century Fox.
And was unable to put together a personal film and was short on money. This time coincided with my own kind of emergence with films like The Godfather, and at a time when I was successful, and then my colleague George Lucas was very successful in the international cinema.
He hadn't made a film in 5 years, and that was a tragedy to all of us that loved Kurosawa. I felt of him that he was a great resource, that the more films he made, the more we got to learn about how to make films. And no matter what he did, whether they were successful, not successful, good or bad, we could always learn something from him.
After a risky but successful release of the first project, Kagemusha, the next film, Ran, managed to secure a budget of 2.4 billion yen, or 11 million US dollars. The film had multiple production companies backing it, with Herald Ace, Nippon Herald Films, and Greenwich Film Productions all working on the project. The production of the film officially started in 1983, and the film was first released in June of 1985, but Kurosawa had spent the previous 10 years meticulously working on storyboards for every shot in the film, so his assistants could see exactly how the shot was supposed to look and function, even if he couldn't see it himself. Despite being one of the most expensive films from Japan at the time, as well as only finding moderate success in his home country, thanks to its global distribution, Kurosawa's film was a massive success internationally and able to gross an estimated $19 million worldwide. As for the success and critical acclaim of his films, critics and audiences speak well enough for themselves even to this day, with people praising this film for its music, cinematography, storytelling, and themes.
It's called Ran. That's the Japanese word for chaos.
My skin's alive right now as I'm talking about it.
And that's what he does in shot after shot after shot.
One of the bleakest and harshest movies I've ever seen, and also one of the most staggeringly beautiful.
Porque es fantástica, es realmente una de las pocas películas en donde se ve a un creador de primer nivel en acción, ¿no? Se llama AK, las iniciales de Akira Kurosawa.
Ran is to this day one of the most widely acclaimed and revered works of film from Japan and just in general worldwide. It is a great example of a filmmaker bringing every experience and piece of filmmaking knowledge to the table to create a truly breathtaking and memorable work that even he himself would consider to be his best piece of all.